So we're continuing with Python Essentials 1 in Cisco Networking Academy, and we're in Module 1, moving into Section 2, which is Introduction to Python. So we're going to start talking about Python-specific things. Previously, we've been talking about programming, and the first thing that we see is Python is not named after a snake. Anybody that's watched my Python and the Holy Grail, so that Monty Python is what we're talking about. So it was named after a comedy group. So just a little piece of trivia, really. It doesn't matter. As we're writing programs, Python could be called whatever. It was created by this gentleman, and it was created just kind of as an experiment. So he created it on a hobby, and it turned into something that became bigger. So his goals were to make something that was easy to work with, that's open source, so it didn't belong to any particular company, that it would be easily understood in plain English, and that it would be usable for a lot of different tasks. And over time, we've seen Python grow in usability, popularity. So overall, he did a good job of playing it out. Um, at this point, we don't consider Python to be a young language. It's been around for quite a while, and a lot of people have used it for different things, and it is very popular for teaching. That is why we're using it in this course, because Python is something that we can teach fairly easily. I know a lot of this particular chapter is going to have the word easy in it. And I know when you are learning Python initially and learning to program initially, easy is not what people go to, but it's one of the easier languages to learn, and it'll teach you some good habits. So that's why we're focused on it. So you can see here it says easy to learn, easy to teach, easy to use, easy to understand, and easy to obtain. Now, easy to obtain and install and deploy, we have done that. Um, if you have a Chromebook, you know it's not easy to put on a Chromebook. Mac, it already comes with it. So that kind of simplifies things. But it should be fairly easy to get Python running on your computer. It's like installing other software. So easy is relative. I understand that. Um, but I hope that as you go through, you see that Python is just a collection of instructions. It's like trying to talk to a little kid. You have to be specific, and you kind of have to have a plan of what you want to do. Um, there are some other programming languages that are similar to Python. So the goal of being easy to work with, easy to install. These are both interpreted languages. So we have Perl and we have Ruby. So Perl is supposedly a little more formal. Ruby, and I was a Ruby programmer in my day. It's a little bit more designed for being programmer friendly. You can read about this and you can look up these two languages. Um, Perl and Python are both used a lot in research because they are easy to work with. Ruby, a lot more because of Ruby on Rails, which is a web framework. People use that for websites whenever they're trying to tie into data. Um, you can see Python in lots of different places. It is popular. You're not going to be building drivers with it. So if you're trying to tie like a video card into a computer system, Python is not the tool to use. Typically, that's going to be a compiled language, which we talked about in the last video, because it's faster. Python, we have a trade-off of speed versus easy to program with. So Python is popular for things that aren't going to be a bottleneck for the entire system. You can see in here, there's a lot of different things. You see, once again, they say that scientists are using it. Testers use it. So it's very prevalent. It's a good language to learn because there's a good chance you're going to come across it. Um, Here we talk about we don't use it for low level stuff. They use the term close to metal. So once again, things like drivers, some video games, there is a library for developing video games in Python, but once again, it's going to be slower. So it's not really used for that. Um, there are some mobile things out there. We'll see what happens, but Python is a good utility language when you are not concerned about speed. We're working with Python 3. There is a Python 2. These are two completely different languages. Don't stress over it. We're going to use Python 3. If you are working with a Mac, there is a chance that you already have both of them on your machine. So if you run the Python command and it says your version number starts with a 2, try running a Python 3 command and it will probably run Python 3. Um, Python 3 is not backwards compatible, so you can't run Python 2 programs in Python 3. Now, the 3.4, 3.6, that kind of thing, you can run programs written in 3.8 with or 3.4 in 3.8. That will work. So these older versions will work in the newer. But you cannot run Python 2 and Python 3. They are two completely different languages. Um, it's kind of interesting. I've mentioned before that Python is written in a compiled language. So when we have the Python executable file, we get that from a compiled language. And here, this kind of goes into some stuff I'm not going to dig a lot into. But some of these are written in C, some are written in Java, but they're different variants on Python. You can dig through this and look at it. It's in your text. This is just stuff to be aware of. It can come up on your certification test, but overall, this is not something that we're going to worry about when we are writing Python programs. So with that, we're going to move on to the next section.